Hey everybody, it's your girl Bunny. To all of my returning subscribers, hey, how you doing? And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Kick your feet up, subscribe to this family-friendly channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name so you don't miss the sneak peeks of what's coming up next. In this video, it's Pose Season 3, Episode 2, entitled Intervention. I give a full episode recap with photos offset to the side, and then I give my review at the end. No need to dig around. I have all of the minute marks in the comments. It's all coming up next. Blanca and Nurse Judy vent about how they have deep concerns about Pray Tell. Judy says, Pray Tell hasn't spoken to me in weeks because I confronted him about being drunk and high at a funeral. Pray Tell was all over the place. He said that he needed his consolation prize because he had his 100th funeral. Blanca knows that it's time for an intervention. Angel and Lulu complain about how they're heading to some intervention for Pray Tell, about how he's an old retired queen who doesn't know how to handle their liquor. Lulu wants to spark something up, but this time we notice it's not a blunt, but it's a pipe. Angel and Lulu look a little busted, and Angel says, hey, we can't smoke that here. Lisa, a harm reduction counselor, warns the group that this intervention won't be easy. It's kind of hard for people in the group to understand why Pray Tell must be treated delicately like he's a victim. But Lisa explains that trauma happens differently in different people, and how people deal with it is different. Blanca reads out loud her practice intervention letter, and there's still some comments here and there from Angel and Lulu, but she tells everybody, look, I'm serious because Damon, he relapsed. He's moved to live with his cousin in Charleston, and he may not come back. Electra wants to know, well, how is all of this paid for? And Lisa gives the unfortunate news that it's their responsibility. She's just there to encourage Pray Tell to admit that he has a problem. For rehab for 1 month, one room costs $2,500. But Electra, in her quick wit, has a good idea. The plan is to win each category at the ballroom to cover Pray Tell's expenses. Electra works with Ricky, then she goes to Poppy to ask him if he can connect with some designer friends to lend Angel some high-end fashion. She also sees that Ricky seems like he's doing okay, but it's something missing, and he needs something to give more flair while he's walking. It's very obvious that Lulu and Blanca are on one. Lulu's talking to the mirror, venting about how she had a good brain at one point and how she's good with numbers, but she was so concerned that her teacher was trying to clock her, making it terrible and a horrible work environment. There's a shot now where we see crack rock and not just blunts. She even calls out Angel and saying, girl, you look a little chapped. Angel looks into the mirror and does see that her face looks completely different. Girl, you think anybody notices what we've been up to? Lulu says, of course. I think Mother Electra knows something is going on. She did look at me kind of funny with that last meeting we had together. Girl, Lulu, I can quit anytime I want, so it's really not that big of an issue. Poppy arrives and he knows something is up. He tells Lulu, hey, if you want to make your living in a crack house, that's fine. But when it comes to Angel, she has other plans. So Lulu leaves. He wants Angel to just think about what's coming next. We had an intervention for Pray Tell, but we need to focus on our lives. Do you notice that throughout everything that's going on, we're healthy, we found love with each other, and we have careers? And you want to mess this up over drugs? Lulu serves some Toni Braxton lip sync, and everybody's feeling it except for Mother Electra. She isn't feeling it even when she's serving and singing her heart out. She tells her to wipe her sweaty brim, and now it's time for her to speak with her and have a little chit chat alone. Lulu, you think I don't notice the weight loss and you being a mess? It's something that you can't hide, and I know you're not fooling anybody. You have an addiction. Due to the circumstances, you will not walk, and Mother knows best. You are going to sit on the sidelines as a seamstress. You are going to ride the bench. Angel, I'm just super nervous about meeting his parents. I mean, they're basically the Huxtables. I'm trans, I barely finished high school, and I just work at the hospital. I just want to know what's up. I did notice that Lulu is looking a little thin. but Angel credits it to Poppy trying to book her modeling gigs. Later on that evening, the introduction to meeting Christopher's parents start off well with hugs and handshakes. Once they have a little dinner, more conversation flows. Blanca shares that she grew up in the projects located in the Bronx, and she's proud of her origins. They lie and say that they met at the hospital while Christopher made his rounds. Chris's mother, on the other hand, is asking slick questions and giving her the side eye, asking, "Do you want children? I mean, it's something, Christopher, that you've always wanted." Yeah, Mama. I mean, of course, that's something that I would always love to do. Well, I do have children. I have 4. But Christopher explains that it's just an expression and they're not kids that she's had. It's just like how I say people are my auntie and we're really not blood related. It's evident Blanca has been clocked and Chris's mom asked for the check. Blanca spills the tea about her dinner with the Huxtables, and Electra reminds her to share her true self and work on your confidence. Don't let his bougie parents run who you are. Pray Tell convinces Castle to get out and about because he's tired of making excuses to other people about where he's been. Pray notices that medicine count is a little off. He gives him the side eye and Castle says, "Don't worry, don't think it's anything like that. Look, if I were to off myself, I would go to the Plaza Hotel, get room service, relax, and get it done then. In the meantime, I'm fine," and offers Pray some methadone. They arrive at the ball, and Pray Tell tells the bartender, "Make sure you give him drinks without the alcohol. I gotta go get ready." Nefertiti Khan is working fashion, but it is not impressing the judges. Electra walks in and serves instead. Nefertiti Khan gets 6s across the board and walks off, while Mother Electra gets 10 across the board. There's some trash talk from Lamar before the lip sync competition begins. He wants to know when did they start letting senior citizens participate. He performs Janet Jackson's song If and recovers all 10s except for 1 9. He calls out the judge for not being able to see. Pray Tell serves some In Vogue Never Gonna Get It, and the crowd is completely engaged and loving it. And then Pray Tell gets 10s all across the board. Lamar isn't having it and even threatens to cut Pray Tell. In the midst of a fight starting to begin, Castle has a seizure. Pray Tell informs the EMTs about Castle's medications, and there already seems to be stigmas with the EMT crew. Pray takes offense and doesn't think that they will give him the treatment and the appropriate care that he needs. Blanca confirms that, "Hey, I've called Nurse Judy and she's waiting on his arrival at the hospital, so everything is okay. We also got to pull ourselves together because there's only one more category to win." Ricky performs and gets 10s across the board. Unfortunately, Pray has started his round at the bar. Lamar says to Pray Tell, "Now you know, Pray, that I wasn't going to cut you. It must be hard to see your own friend wilt away, knowing that you're looking at your own future. But on the bright side, at least you'll have a snatched waist." Pray has had enough and knocks out Lamar's lights. Later on that night, Pray is upset that they can't go see Castle, but Blanca's like, "We can't go up there anyway. Visiting hours are over. Look, we all just need to just try to chill and pull ourselves together. Speaking of that, we know you're very stressed out and we even want to send you away." And Pray Tell is like, "Well, send me away? Where am I going? The Bahamas? It's not even my birthday. What do y'all have set up?" And Electra has no time for the code words. She says, "Baby, rehab. That's where you need to go. Now, you really know what's going on." They all start to read their intervention letters, but Pray Tell's not hearing that. It's the backlash they expected. He reads everyone to filth after he learns people think he's unreliable and that his drinking has become a problem. He calls Ricky basically washed up, Electra a narcissist, Angel a crackhead, Poppy riding coattails off of a crackhead fiance, and Blanca a HIV charity case. He tells everyone, "Before you come for me, make sure that you get all of your stuff in order." "I can't believe that you did that to me. You're not even a nurse. You don't have half the wisdom or brain cells." Blanca thinks that it's unfair and that she's just trying to help. When Pray Tell returns home, the night gets even worse. He's taunting Ricky, saying, "I'm having a cocktail. Would you like one?" "No, Pray. I don't want one, and you shouldn't be having one either. I've had enough. I'm leaving." You know what, Ricky? I like the way alcohol makes me feel. And if I go to rehab, then I'll have withdrawals. And then I gotta talk about that with some strangers. You're leaving me? Where you gonna go? You have no family, no education, no skills, and you're positive. No one will love you. Pray you're not gonna hold me hostage because of your pain. You're not going anywhere. You're not gonna leave me. You're not gonna leave me like everybody else. Please don't leave me. I need you. He collapses in Ricky's arms. Ricky tells him, "Look, everything will be okay. But I'm sorry. I love you, but I can't." "Then go. Get the hell out. Leave." Poppy makes Angel some dinner and shares good news that Calvin Klein has chose her for their new face of their fragrance. But it's not the reaction that Poppy expected, because Angel is really quiet. She says she has other plans, and he wants to know what could be more important than a shoot for Calvin Klein. And she lets him know rehab. "Look, Poppy, I spoke with Lisa, and I just told her everything. I told her everything on my mind. I told her about me lying to you, and she provided all these resources to help. I was afraid that if I told you everything, the truth, that you wouldn't love me anymore." He tells her that he's happy for her and that he's proud that she made that first step. He loves her and only wants the best, and that he'll never leave. Blanca tells Chris that she's upset that he didn't stand up for her when his mom was making those certain remarks and asked certain questions. He says it's okay, and they've even invited them to dinner. See it as a second chance, as a do-over. They get to the dinner later on, and Christopher's dad is running a little late because his appointment ran over. The insulting comments continue until Blanca stands in her own. She says how she's proud to be a trans woman. Chris stops Blanca from leaving because she noticed that Christopher isn't saying anything to stop his mom from the rude comments. He finally demands that his mother respect her, or that he doesn't have to be involved with her life. Pray Tell comes to the members of the council and apologizes. He says that he's working on his sobriety and that he's barely had a drink the whole week, and he wants to be back on the council. They play around with him like they're angry, and they say, "Well, what makes you think that we want you back?" before laughing and hugging in forgiveness. You know, everybody, where's Castle? They say that they checked on him when he checked out, and they even went over to his place to clean up and drop off some groceries. But they noticed his bed was already made and a lot of his medications were already gone. So they assumed that he just went to go see family. In a panic, Pray goes to the Plaza Hotel and a staff member opens the door. He sees Castle spread out across the bed, unresponsive. The closer that he gets, he notices that Castle is still alive. He turns to Pray and says, "I was gonna do it, but I couldn't. I want to live, Pray." "Me too. You know, you should get rid of these pills." "I'll get rid of the pills and you get rid of the alcohol at your apartment. I'll keep fighting if you promise me you'll do the same." Pray Tell goes to see Blanca. "I've performed for too many years, trying to be what the world wants me to be. I drink because I hate myself. And I hate myself because I drink. I don't want to feel like this anymore." They head off to a rehab and they play Mariah Carey, "Keep the Faith." Anytime you need a friend. Thank you for always being my sister, for never giving up on me. I got you, Pray. Always. I love and Prey checks into rehab. And Blanca drives away, crying happy tears. And that is the end of the episode. Another amazing episode. Oh my goodness. Pray tell. Did you have to read everybody like that? I mean, dang. Now they say it's several phases when somebody has an addiction. They get insulted that, you want them to stop, or you realize that it's causing inconsistency or unreliability, and they're not able to function. You call all that stuff out and they get angry. The person Lisa was trying to tell him, look, he's going to act out. I mean, it's not going to be, skipping down the road basically with rainbows and happiness. Like, Pray Tell is going to say something to defend his addiction, which he did. But when he called Angela crackhead, I was like, wow. And then it was a trip because Lulu was trying to stay focused on what she was drinking. And it's that, man, maybe if I move, he won't see me. But I mean, he read the room. It was hurtful, but it was like, dang, did you really have to go in like that? Such amazing performances in this episode. Each episode, episode 1, I was just crying so many tears. Episode 2, I was just crying so many tears. And then the music, that's it. Oh my goodness, they just send me for a loop when they play them songs. And I'm just like, they're gonna have my face all puffy. They're gonna have me all puffy. And people gonna be asking me, girl, you okay? What's wrong with you? You been crying? I'm like, yeah, I've been looking at Pose. It's happy tears, it's sad tears. They just threw me for a loop, y'all. And in that scene with Castle, I'm like, no, really? But when he moved his head, I'm like, oh, look, y'all sending me. Look, I'm doing reviews of Y'all to Fix My Life, The Handmaid's Tale, Pose, all these emotional shows, y'all. I have to really meditate and focus and not ingest this and okay, it's art. These are shows. But the emotion is all over the place, y'all. I absolutely love the fact that they're giving us closure with a lot of things. Now, there are new plots, but if you think about it, they're ongoing issues from the previous seasons. We're just seeing them act out their traumas. We're seeing their depression. We're seeing a lot of things build up and develop into problems that they're writing into the script. Like, say, for instance, with Angel. Even though she tried what Lulu offered, with the blunt and all this other stuff, she was already having her battles with Coke. From last season, remember? So there's still some items of addiction, and what Lulu shared was just another spark to another addiction. When it comes to Pray Tell, he was already depressed and sad and already talking about popping pills, and now he's turned to alcohol. So like the counselor said, like Lisa said, everybody has their own way with dealing with their own trauma. And even Poppy called out Mother Electra for saying, well, you're addicted to shopping. So everybody has their addiction. And like she said, like the counselor said, everybody has their own way of dealing with trauma. Make sure, you guys, that if you have trauma, if you have depression, if you have things that you're not dealing with in a healthy way, that you use those resources. If you don't have funding for that, if you don't have insurance for those things, there are a lot of free services. And then also there are services to where, you can have payment plans, and you could just make sure that you take care of yourself. They're painting this picture with the writing that you have to take care of yourself. Even though they love each other and they're always there for one another, they're pulling together to pay for praise, rehab, but they all have their own individual issues, right? This season, I feel, is going to give us closure to a lot of things, and not just wrapping everything into a perfect bow, but giving us an idea that things are going to go a certain way. So I just love the fact that they're showing some type of growth, reflecting, people realizing what they need to fix. We are in that bubble of time where a lot of things were going on when it comes to legal television, drug addiction, people evolving into who they are, being afraid to be who they are more than ever, because now we have more of a social light on certain things. There are more things being broadcasted unlike how they were before. And things that people weren't aware of, people are becoming more aware of as time progresses. Just like now, I mean, it's just more attention, more social media platforms, more things. So if you think about 1994, this is when we're slowly getting into that. Not a social media platform, but there's more advertising. There's more focus on fashion. There's more focus on, it's a lot more focus on materialistic things. So this evolution of time, and we see how the ballroom has turned into not just people being creative, but now there's a focus of money and you know, so it's just like this transition of people just trying to like see where they are in life and who can they turn to, and just a lot. So I'm really looking forward to episode 3. I already know I'm probably gonna be crying in that one, because every episode they had me bawling. Like, I was just, when Pray Tell broke down to Ricky, oh my gosh, when he was saying, don't leave me, you leave me like everybody else, that is that deep-rooted trauma that was coming up. Those were those deep-rooted experiences that Trey has in his heart and in his life. And if you saw the previews for next week's episode, he's facing those things. He's facing how he grew up and being in the church. And so, I already know I'm gonna cry my eyes out next week, because it looks like a very, very, very emotional episode. Lulu and Angel, how they showed up to the intervention looking a hot mess, thinking nobody might notice, sitting there ticking and moving and scratching their arms. And I think everybody saw it, and they were just in denial that, are they getting high? Are they doing this? When Electra finally got to see what was going on, it was kind of like, okay, look, you need help, okay? I love how transparent this show is. Y'all let me know what y'all think. This was a more informational episode with things happening. They're having the ballroom scenes. They're having an outlet, but more people are learning and understanding their traumas. Is it just me, or does Blanca's man Christopher seem a little shady? It's just something a little secretive. I don't know what it is. I know he's loving and he's caring and he's met the parents, but why do I get this feeling like it's something that might come out about him that's kind of like odd? He just seems a little weird to me. Is it just me? Let me know what you think. Subscribe. Please like this video. Like. Make sure that you share this channel with family and friends. This is a family-friendly channel. Make sure to check out other shows that's in the pinned comment. The Ready to Love series, Eon Love, Fix My Life, The Handmaid's Tale. Make sure that you check that out. And I also have a Let's Talk series where I discuss current events, and I get deep rooted in a lot of stuff and understanding how to take care of yourself, mental health, pop culture, the stuff that's going on currently, everything. Check out those links in the comment section, the pinned comment, and let me know what you think. Subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram so you don't miss the sneak peeks of what's coming up next, and also more things that are coming up with me personally. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Leave those comments so I can read them and respond. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye.